Welcome back to the Final Whistle podcast. Nate, it has been a while since we've done one of these.
It has been a while. We actually did one of these that you guys never heard because we just didn't get it. We didn't get it posted in time, so you guys never heard that one. But we must have people that listen to the podcast because we've had people asking us, "Hey, when are you guys going to do another podcast?" It's been a long time, so we were just kind of feeling it out, seeing what we had out there for fans, and it turns out we do have a few that, must get some enjoyment out of listening to our podcast anyway. So it ended up being good. Me and Joe, we have some time at this point. So we just decided to get together and do one here quick. We're going to try to be better about it throughout like the tournament, hopefully. That is kind of our goal as of right now, throughout like the Big 12 tournament, throughout the NCAA tournament, is try to be better with, getting, at least a few more of these up, throughout that stage. But it's been a while, and we're glad to be back to do one here now.
Yeah, we've both been really busy, and it's 7:30 on a Tuesday night we're doing this, so later than we used to do these, but stuff happens, life happens, and the important thing is we're doing it now.
Yeah, and I guess it doesn't feel late because you have these Iowa State basketball games tipping off at 8:00 at night,
yeah.
9:30 at night. So I guess it doesn't feel too late. But and that's kind of where I want to start today is with some Iowa State basketball stuff. But a word from our sponsors quick. Thank you to Just Toast, the toasting experts.
Yes, best toast in the country.
Thank you to Earl's Doghouse. We've seen Earl a few times since the last podcast.
Yeah, we talked to him this last weekend.
Yeah, he is still pleasantly, entertained with our podcast up to this point. So I guess that's a good thing when you're keeping the
sponsors happy.
Yeah, the sponsors, the advertisers happy. So I just want to give a quick shout out to a few of our sponsors really quickly. So getting in the Iowa State basketball thing, and right now it's ugly.
Yeah,
it's things are not going the way that you would certainly like them to coming into March, and now being into March. The Cyclones have lost their last 3 out of 4 games, and that's certainly not a good place that you want to be. And I've heard some explanations to this. I have my own kind of reasoning and thoughts, and I'll kind of try to blend those two together with my explanation or what I believe is going on with this situation right now. But we are regressing, and we're regressing at a pretty fast rate. If you go back a couple weeks ago, we had the Kansas-Houston game, and we were nervous about those 2 games, but we felt confident in those 2 games. And then you go to last night to Arizona, and you didn't feel confident about that game. So something has happened in the last 2 weeks that is just, bam, we have lost confidence. Fans have lost confidence in this team, and I think this team has lost confidence in itself. And, you win those 2 games at home, and you have everything out in front of you. We lost the TCU game before that, and which I thought was, a bad Iowa State night at that point. And TCU has some good wins this year. I mean, they've beaten Florida. They've beaten Wisconsin. Like, they have some good wins. They've now beaten Iowa State. I don't know the score right now, but I did see they are playing tonight. They were giving Texas Tech some issues. I don't know if they're going to win that game, but they were giving Texas Tech some issues. And so you lose that game. You come home. You totally kill Kansas. And then you beat Houston. And what has happened from there? Like, we had everything in front of us. You still had a chance at a 1 seed. And you probably could have still lost at Arizona and still had a realistic chance at a 1 seed. And now, as we sit here on Tuesday, March 3rd, it looks like we're probably going to be a 3 seed. And it's just crazy how south things have gone so fast for this team. And I'm going to get to my explanation about this in a minute. But I just think that it's shocking that we've gone from, being confident in beating Houston, being confident in beating Kansas to, well, I don't really want to go play Arizona. And right now, honestly, with Iowa State's team, who do you want to go play? Because I don't know if we can, anybody decent, I don't know if we can beat them right now.
Yeah, I don't think that with the way we're looking, I don't think we look good at all.
Yeah, I mean, this is a kind of getting to the point of last year's team where, you beat Lipscomb in the round of 64. Sure, I think this team can probably do that too. But then you get into the second round against a team like Ole Miss, and we just completely fall apart. Now, last year was different than this year. Last year there was injuries. Taman Lipsey could barely walk last year, which he's kind of starting to get to that point this year, but I don't think not as dinged up as last year.
No.
We didn't have Keyshawn last year, and Momcilovic was just, he was nothing at that point in the time last year, which I'm going to get back to that because that's kind of where he's headed right now. So there is some differences last year. We're not as injured. We're not.
No.
This season is an injury.
I think we also have a couple of more experienced younger guys, I would say. We have some more talented freshmen than we have had in the past. Some more, Bateman brings, on a good night, he can bring 10, 11 off the bench. And Torrey, I think the big reason Lipsey's not as beat up is because we have Torrey to take away that defensive liability that Lipsey had. Lipsey was always guarding their best guard, but with Torrey, it kind of helped take that pressure off of him.
Yep.
Then obviously Plata has been doing okay. He's been getting better as the season progresses, but I think just having some of those young guys helps.
Just being more deep on the bench.
Yeah, being deeper on the bench. And it's just these past few games, I've noticed it seems like a lack of, like you said, confidence in scoring the ball, lack of confidence in, we're not aggressive on defense. We're not aggressive on rebounding, which we haven't really been this entire season. But
which was weird because last night we were.
Yes.
Last night we out-rebounded Arizona.
I saw a stat. I think it said we had 16.
We had 15 offensive rebounds and only 5 second-chance points.
Yeah.
That is crazy. That is insane. That cannot happen.
Yeah. And
that means we missed 10 times to score the ball.
Yeah.
You take 10 times 2, that's 20 points.
Yeah.
Okay? We're talking...
You convert those, we probably win that game. Just little things like that.
Yeah, even if you could convert half of them, it's another 10 points.
And, just... Jefferson was what? 2 for 17? It can't happen. I know he has his nights, but 2 of 17. If nothing's fallen, don't force anything. And the sad thing is there's moments where Jefferson's great, and don't get me wrong, I like having him on the team. He does a lot, but also it seems like sometimes he has an ego about him where he thinks he needs to take the game into his hands, and he's just not that kind of player. And
he's not an iso ball guy.
No, he's not. Is he a good player? Yes, he's a very good player. He does a lot for our team. But just being an ISO player, being an ISO scorer is not his deal. I really don't think we have an ISO scorer on the team. We don't have anyone that can just go out and get a bucket.
We don't.
But that's why I think we're also a dangerous team in some senses, because we play great team basketball sometimes. Look at Purdue. We went in there, we played amazing team basketball and blew them out at home. No one thought that. Same thing happened with Kansas. Houston, we started to do a little bit of that towards the end. We're just not doing that now. I don't know why. Lipsey had a great night last night that I saw. I didn't get to watch the whole game a whole lot. I wasn't feeling very well. But, even the BYU game, just terrible effort, terrible. It looked like we didn't want to be there. It looked like we didn't want to play at all. I don't know if that's something that, if it's something where we're trying to conserve energy for the rest of the season. I'm not sure, but it just does not look like the same Iowa State basketball team that was the first half of the season.
No, and it's not. And I guess my reasoning behind this, and kind of what I've also heard as well. So, like, if you go back and listen to some of our podcasts earlier on in the year, I said the biggest reason why Iowa State, because Iowa State was going to be okay this year, we weren't supposed to be great. What was making this team go from okay or good to great this year was the fact that we had a guy named Killian Torrey on our team, and we had a guy named Dominic Plata on our team. Bateman was okay. He wasn't great, but he was another small factor. And I'm going back to the start of the year. I'm going back to St. John's. I'm going back to Purdue game. I'm going back to, when this team went undefeated out in Vegas, stuff like that. That is what helped drive this team. Momcilovic was shooting lights out from the floor and everything. That's what was making this team go from an okay or good team to a great team. Right now, none of those things are happening.
No.
I don't know what's happened with Torrey, but his offense is horrendous right now. It has been for probably the last month. His defense, I don't think, is near as good as what it was at the start of the season.
He's fouling a lot more.
He's fouling, and I get it. It's a long basketball season, but other guards figure it out. And why Iowa State's guards can't figure it out, I don't know, but they need to. So I don't want to hear an excuse, well, they're tired. Well, so is everybody else on every other team. You don't think Arizona's guards are tired? Everybody else and every other team is tired. I guarantee you there's nobody on that team that's more tired than Lipsy, and he goes out and scores like 17 last night.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear the tired excuse. Okay? Momcilovic has totally regressed. He is starting to be like the Momcilovic that we were scared to see at any part of the season because we are used to seeing it from the past seasons. He will just disappear in games.
Yeah, like a ghost.
In the last 3 or 4 games, he has disappeared. He had 5 points last night, I think, and only attempted like 4 shots.
Yeah, it was only 4 threes, and he made one of them.
Yeah. Him and Jefferson were a combined of like 4 or 25 from the field. And he's disappearing in these games. That's what he started doing last year. He cannot do that. If this team wants to make a special run into the tournament, he cannot do that. He has to score points. Dominic Plata, a guy who, if you go back on the podcast, I've said, I think that guy's only going to get better as the season goes on. And he did. He got to that point where he was really good. Like, not really good, but he was good. Like, he would come in, give you valuable minutes off the bench. He was scoring, not fouling.
Rebounding.
He was giving you rebounds. Like, he was giving Blake Buchanan valuable rest.
Yes.
And that's not happening anymore either right now. He is not scoring either at all right now. And Torrey's not scoring. I mean, Torrey was, like, I went back and looked at that Purdue game. Torrey had, like, 13 points. Torrey was attacking the rim. Torrey was shooting threes. Like, he was a menace on defense. He was getting picks at the half-court line and running it back in one hand, dunking it the other way. You could used to count for one of those every game. Like, you knew you were going to get one every game. I haven't seen him do it in probably a month.
No.
So I just, like, so the discussion with Torrey has to be talked about, and the coaching staff sees it. Torrey's minutes have gone down huge. Last night in the second half, he only played 7 minutes. The second half of the Texas Tech game, he only played 6 minutes because you can't have him on the floor.
Yeah,
he's not scoring.
Bateman and Heisey have been getting a lot more minutes.
Bateman played 17 minutes, I think I saw last night. I could tell you. Bateman played more minutes yesterday than Torrey did.
Yeah.
And Bateman right now is ascending. I'm telling you, Bateman is coming. He is on the uprise right now. He had a little slump. I'm so glad last night he started in his slump and he found his way out of it.
Yeah.
Bateman last night had 14 points. Bateman had 27 minutes last night. Torrey had 18. So the coaching staff sees it. Torrey last night had 2 points. He was 1 of 3 from the field, 0 of 2 from 3. And, he's shooting them. I'll give him credit. He's still shooting them, but they're not even close. He's airballing stuff. He's not even hitting the rim. He's just hitting the backboard with stuff, which means you're not confident when you shoot the ball. It's like me trying to make a 5-foot putt. I just know in my head it ain't going in, and it's not going to go in. And it's a confidence thing right now with him. And so, there's only one person that can come out of that, and that's himself.
Yeah.
You can't give somebody the confidence to shoot it. And so, you can't put Torrey on the floor right now. You just can't. And I don't think they want to move him out of the starting lineup because he still does give you some good defense. It's not as good as it was in the start of the year, but it's still good defense. But I just, he's not giving us anything. And then you add in Momcilovic, who is now starting to disappear. You add in Plata, who is giving you minutes, but is starting to the point where he's getting more fouls than he is points.
Yeah.
And those are not called valuable minutes. Okay? Buchanan went through a rough stretch. He's getting better. Okay? He's not great, but he's getting better. Last night, he dominated the boards. He was rebounding and everything. I love to see it. He wasn't necessarily scoring, but he was rebounding. And then you got Heisey. When Heisey gets in the game, he has to shoot the ball. He has to stop throwing the ball to someone else.
Yeah.
Because it's just the half-court offense looks so painful right now. And especially last night, because you got Jefferson who's going 2 of 17. You got Momcilovic that doesn't want to shoot the ball.
Someone's got to step it up.
You have Heisey who doesn't want to shoot the ball. You have Torrey who will shoot the ball, but not confidently. You have Lipsy who's trying to do everything he can do in his power to get to the rim, and he's rolling his ankle. He's getting murdered on the way to the rim. And who is not a great three-point shooter. And then, so just nothing right now on offense. Everybody right now is too damn scared to shoot the ball. And that's what I mean. Our confidence has gone way down.
And it's also just our shot selection.
I think we attempted 33s last night. 33 or 34 threes.
Yeah, if they're not dropping, stop shooting them.
Well, the problem was we couldn't get anything in the paint. And we have to. You have to drive into the paint.
Yeah.
But Arizona's big. They're tall.
They are.
And that's another thing I think with a confidence thing. We just didn't want to drive in there.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know. I don't think the answer is just as easy as, well, they just have to start making baskets. Yes, they do. They need to start making baskets. But it's getting those guys to make baskets.
It's a mental thing right now.
Yes. And this happens to TJ's teams more often than not. We get to this point in the season, and our teams look nothing like they did back in November. And why that happens, I don't know, because it doesn't look like this team is physically gassed.
No.
And I can't stand that when they say, well, they're worked out too much. Well, I don't believe that that's necessarily 100% true. I think every team at this point in the season is tired.
Yeah.
Every team at this point in the season. It's not like, in December we were on vacation. We just lost games on purpose. We didn't care. Now we're trying hard. That doesn't happen. But TJ's got to get something figured out with this, and I don't know how much TJ can do, is what I'm saying. You have to hope that's probably the worst game Jefferson's ever played in his career. You have to hope that
you have to hope that's his worst game that he'll play for the rest of the season.
You just have to hope he'll never play that bad in his career again, which history would be on our side that he won't. But it's really difficult right now. I think our defense was good last night. It wasn't great, but it was good. Our rebounding was excellent last night. And it's just our offense right now. You got to find some ground. And that's why now this game against Arizona State I think is really important. Can we get some confidence back?
Yeah.
Can we play senior night in Hilton Saturday, Arizona State. You're supposed to beat the brakes off of them. Can these guys start hitting some threes? Can we get some? Can Torrey drive in and get a layup? Can Torrey hit a three? Can Momcilovic 18 points, 20 points on Saturday. Can we get a little bit of this back? Can Plata come in and give us, some valuable bench minutes and get a few rebounds and maybe get a basket? Can we get back to the team that was really beating bad teams really bad and was competing with good teams? Because it wasn't that long ago we beat Houston.
No.
That was 2 weeks ago.
And we came back.
And we had like 43 points at the half. We struggled to get 43 points in the whole game last night.
Yeah.
And what has happened from the Houston game till now, I have no idea.
Seems like after that Houston game, we just started.
We've lost 3 or 4 since Houston.
Yeah.
And BYU, I don't know why. BYU's a good team. I don't know why we would hang our heads so bad on that game. I think the game that really got us was Texas Tech.
Yeah.
But and honestly, Texas Tech couldn't miss.
No, they couldn't.
They shot the shit out of the ball, and they did it really well. And some days you can have a really good game plan, or you can have a good team, and some days you just ain't going to beat those teams.
Yeah, and I mean we did. I think that first half of that game we didn't have a very good effort.
We didn't play defense, and we did not rebound in that first half.
But that second half, we made two comebacks. We made a comeback, then they started to pull away a little bit, and then we did it again. We just couldn't finish it.
Which was good to see last night, because we fixed a lot of that from that Texas Tech game. We were playing defense aggressively. We were turning Arizona over. We were out rebounding. Arizona is the 4th best rebounding team in the country, and we were beating Arizona at their own game at one point. That's why that score was so close.
Yeah.
Is because we were beating them at what they like to do best. Arizona's not a 3-point shooting team. They don't like to shoot the 3. They're not designed, their offense isn't designed to shoot the 3, and they don't have terrific 3-point shooters.
Yeah.
They want to shoot the ball inside and get an offensive rebound and put it back. They live off second, third chance points. That's what Arizona thrives off of. And Iowa State for the first half did a really good job at stopping that. And that's why that score was so close. But when you shoot 19% and end up with 29% at the end of the game, I don't care where you are, that's not going to win you many games. And It's certainly not going to win you a game at the number 2 team in the country.
Yeah. Something has to change.
It has to. And I think I'm hoping Saturday is a good start for it. I'm hoping that these guys can get some confidence back in them. Let's come after Arizona. Crash the boards as hard as you did against, let's do it against Arizona State, Crash the boards as hard as you did against Arizona. Play defense like you did in that first half against Arizona. And then get some confidence in your own building and shooting the ball.
Yeah.
And you'll be up by 20 on this team in the first half. If you can play like you did against Arizona and get those shots to fall, you could beat anybody in the country.
Yeah. And I think this team, compared to past Iowa State teams, I think this team has the best chance to make a national title run. We've seen glimpses of it this season, but it's just we've also seen glimpses where we look like a first-round exit.
Yeah, where we look like we're going to get to the round of 32 like we did last year and that'll be it.
Yeah.
And that's how we looked last night. Last night it looked like we were a first-round exit last night. And Chris Williams, who I listened to, brought up a very good point last night. He said that he doesn't think he thinks the last time he saw a shooting exodus as bad as that was the year that we played Pittsburgh in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Pittsburgh had to play in to play us. That was probably 4 years ago, I think. And we lost to Pittsburgh in the first round, and we shot absolutely horrible. That's how we shot last night. So you can't do what you did last night to anybody. You're volatile to anybody at that point.
Yeah.
So I guess that's my opinion on what's wrong with Iowa State. At this point, Torrey gives us nothing. Right now, and it's not a shot at Torrey. I think Torrey can be really good. I think he has a place. Big picture, I think he has a place on this team. I think he can be really good. Small picture, he ain't doing anything for us right now.
No.
He's better sitting on the bench than he is on the floor. And the staff sees it. His minutes are reflecting it.
Yeah.
He is losing minutes by the game. He's down to 18 minutes, and Bateman's up to 27 minutes a game now. So they recognize it. Momcilovic, if we want to make a run to this Elite Eight, whatever you want to see them do. Everybody has their own personal goals for them, and I know they have their own personal goals. If any of those goals want to be met, you have to have Momcilovic scoring the ball.
Yeah.
That is the first one. Momcilovic, in that sense, is more important than Torre.
He's a key point of our offense.
Yes.
Because what happens is if he starts to make shots, they're going to keep coming out on him. They're going to start trying to double him. Leave someone else open. Leaves Jefferson. Leaves, Bateman. Leaves Lipsy. Whoever open. They can make a play. But if he's not making them, they're just going to keep sagging off. That means our scoring in the paint is going to drastically.
Well, and right now they're still guarding him really closely because you can't give him any room. The problem is they're not guarding Torre. They don't respect his shot.
No.
Which, why should they? They're starting to lay off on Heisey because Heisey's...
They know he won't shoot the ball.
He doesn't shoot the ball. And so you got two of your guards that just aren't shooting, won't do it. Like, the good thing with Bateman is he's dangerous enough they have to keep a guy on him. You have to keep a guy out there on him because, he'll launch it from 5 foot off behind the three-point line.
He will.
If you let him.
Yeah, he will.
And sometimes, doesn't have very often, but he's made them. So, you have to respect it.
Yeah.
You have to come out there and play it.
But he's also quick enough to get by you if you come up too close.
Yeah. I do think we're going to see a lot more of Bateman coming in to the end of this season. I hope we see more Heisey, but Heisey's got to shoot. He's got to... you can't have Torre and Heisey with zeros and Momcilovic with 4 points.
No.
Momcilovic
needs a minimum 12.
You ain't going to win many games.
Momcilovic needs a minimum 12. Heisey at least needs to have a couple baskets. I think the biggest thing with Heisey is he's a great defender. And usually when he shoots the ball, he makes it. Usually. Not all the time, obviously. But we saw, especially in that Houston game, he made a lot of clutch shots. And... I don't remember if it was against Kansas State or TCU or whoever it was where
Kansas State, he had some good ones.
He had 11 points in, the first half, which is something, you hardly see out of him.
Yeah, Houston, he's one of the big reasons I think we won that game.
Yeah,
he shot that one in the corner with little to no time. And also, the other thing I was going to say is I kind of know this is a little bit of a confidence thing because last night I was watching the game. Momcilovic shot a 3, missed it. Blake Buchanan got the offensive rebound and threw it back to Momcilovic. Momcilovic, I don't think, was ready for the ball, and he was kind of running around the 3-point line and caught the ball and just threw it up in the air and he made it because he didn't think about it.
Yeah,
he just he threw it up there.
Muscle memory.
Yes, that's what I mean. I think the confidence of this team has gotten so low. It's a mental thing right now while we're losing these games.
Well, and here's the thing with Momcilovic too, and I don't know how correct I am on this, but it seems like whenever he's wide open, he misses it. But whenever he has somebody at least in his general vicinity, he nails it. And I don't know if he realizes that. There's been plenty of times where he gets the ball, he can easily put up a shot. Yeah, it's going to be contested, but he's tall enough, he's lanky enough. They're not going to block it. He's only been blocked a couple of times. Granted, it was against AJ Dybantsa.
Yeah. And maybe Dybantsa killed him. Maybe Dybantsa ruined his confidence. But I'm here to tell you ain't playing AJ Dybantsa every game.
No. If you play him again, the other thing, too, with that is Momcilovic got in foul trouble with him earlier. And I know that's an old game getting on, but that was, I think it was a coaching thing, is why would you have Momcilovic on him? I get for size, but...
And I think that was the reason why they put him on him, was to try to match size for size.
And it didn't work.
No.
The person who did the best on him was Heisey.
Yeah.
I think Heisey is just kind of gritty enough to hang with him on the defensive end. Obviously, you're not going to stop him, but slow him down, force him to something. Torre did okay against him, but the thing too is, yes, we haven't been playing great, but I would rather us lose these games and learn from them, hopefully, going into the Big 12 tournament and the NCAA tournament.
Yeah. Well, right now we're at the point where we got to win because we're We're dropping to a 3 line right now. And I've seen today, and yes, this is true, that Lenardi's thinking about a 4 line. And you do not want to get to the 4 line. You really don't want to be on the 3 line. 2 lines where we want to be. You got to win against Arizona State Saturday. Iowa State will no longer have a double bye in the Big 12 tournament. We're going to play Wednesday of next week. It'll be like 11:30 in the morning, Wednesday tip. Right now, like if the season ended today, I think I had heard that we would get the winner of like Baylor UCF, 11:30 Wednesday. And then if you won that game, the 4-5 game would be Kansas, 11:30 on Thursday.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of that Baylor matchup. It seems like Baylor, I wouldn't say they have our number, but it seems like
they gave us some issues.
They give us some issues, yeah.
For a team that's in the bottom half of the Big 12, I would say they were definitely the most competitive with us. Granted, we did get beat by TCU. TCU is much better than Baylor. We did get beat by Cincinnati, but Baylor both times gave us problems in both games, home and away.
Oh.
But I guess that's my thoughts right now on where Iowa State basketball is. I think it's a huge confidence issue. Not sure what TJ can really do at that point when it's a confidence issue. What do you say to a guy? What do you do? They have the ability to make the shot. It's just, can they at this point? And you just got to hope they can get out of that. And I'm glad we have a game like Arizona State. I'm glad like our last game isn't like Kansas at home or like at Kansas or like something like or like at Texas Tech. I'm glad we get to end the season with like an Arizona State. Hopefully, we could lose that game. Arizona State beat Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Okay. That right now with the way this team's playing, no game is safe. I'm not saying we're winning anything, but you hope that it's senior night. You're at home. You get a team like Arizona State who's not overly great. And that is a good chance for you to get some confidence back. That is a good chance for you to see buckets go down before you now have to go on the road for the rest of the season. You're never going to be back home.
I agree. And we obviously knew going into these last 6-7 games was going to be a tough stretch. We knew that.
I just don't think we thought we were going to lose this many of them.
I don't think so. And I think a lot of it...
And these would help a lot if you didn't have the loss to Cincinnati and the loss to TCU.
Yeah.
If you didn't have those, that's why it's so important why you can't lose those games.
Yeah.
Because you never know about the end of the season.
Yeah. And, BYU's not a bad team to lose to. Texas Tech was a tough one because you're at home. They don't have JT Toppin.
And credit to them, they figured out how to play without JT Toppin really well.
But I also, and I agree with that. And I also think they kind of showed that they're not just,
Yeah, because everybody was just giving up on them. Everybody was like, oh, Texas Tech's not going to be anything the rest of the year now. They don't have Toppin anymore.
And you can see what they can do without him. Just things like that. I don't know. I think, the Texas Tech one hurt us a lot because it was home. And you want to, obviously, win at home. I think that's the third home game we've lost in the last, I believe,
probably 3 years.
Well, yeah, I think it was 3 or 4 seasons.
Last year we only lost one, I think.
3 or 4 seasons. It was our third loss. But you just got to look forward now. Big 12 tournament, you gotta show out. I think I think we could still get a 2 seed, but we would have to win the Big 12 tournament.
Or you'd have to be in the championship game, which would mean wins over probably at this point not a very good team, but not a bad team. Looks like probably a win over Kansas. I don't know what the other side of that bracket looks like, but probably a win over like a Houston, a Tech, something like that, or an Arizona, and then playing one of those teams in the championship game. So
it's going to be it's going to be a gritty.
You just hope that they can win like that first game and beat Kansas that second day. And then maybe we find our way to a 3 or like the last 2 seed.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate to where they've gotten themselves into, and it's nobody's fault but themselves.
Yeah.
at this point, and it's just frustrating to watch. But as Iowa State fans, all we have to do is hope that they can get out of it.
Yeah.
You have to hold out hope that they can snap out of it. And this is where I'm saying it was different than last year's teams because this team's not injured. This team has a confidence issue. Last year's team was injured. We didn't physically have the players on the floor last year. We have the players on the floor this year. Can they make the baskets? And I like the odds better if the player's on the floor than not on the floor.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's kind of all I have for Iowa State basketball. I guess, do you have anything else to add to the Iowa State basketball talk?
Not Iowa State basketball, but just Iowa State sports in general. Well, he was a former Iowa State running back for the Detroit Lions, or now the Houston Texans. David Montgomery got traded to the Houston Texans for offensive lineman, I believe, and two picks.
Yep. Yeah, I did see David Mont's going to the Texans. He's going to go to the Iowa State Texans.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's going to go join Higgins, Knoll, Hutchinson. I think him and Hutchinson might have. Maybe they didn't. I don't know. Him and Hutchinson would have been close to playing with each other. I know he never played with Higgins or Knoll on Iowa State, but yeah, that was cool to see. Another thing with Iowa State, Melvin Engem is getting inducted into the Hall of Fame next season.
He is.
His jersey will get hung from the rafters. I remember watching Melvin during the Hoiberg era, and I think he scored 51 or 52 points in a game. That was pretty fun to watch. But don't have a ton of memories from Melvin. He was a great player. But it is cool to see that he's going to get his jersey retired. I hope it should be a whole slew of a bunch of jerseys getting retired out of the Hoiberg era. Like, you should get a Niang up there at some point. I would think Monte Morris is going to be close to getting his name up there. So it'll be cool. And, yeah, so going to talk just a little bit about Iowa basketball here because I've had people asking me, what's your take on Iowa? Are they in the tournament? Are they not in the tournament? Iowa at this point, I think, is in the tournament. I think they're safe. They're like the bracketology just came out again this morning. They're a 9 seed still, and I get why people are nervous. You lose to the worst team in the Big Ten. You ought to be nervous, but it just so happens to be this year that the bubble is absolutely horrible. And the bubble, I mean, like the last 4 teams in the tournament are not good. Like Indiana and Baylor are like in the bubble. So the bubble's really weak. And so, yes, I think Iowa is in. They lose at Penn State, which was really, really bad. You should never lose that game. They now have a few of those on the year where you lose at Penn State, you lose at Maryland, Rutgers takes you all the way till the end of the game, and this team is very inconsistent. It just depends on what night you catch them. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they give Michigan some issues Thursday night. It would not surprise me. It also wouldn't surprise me if Michigan beats them by 40.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know which team you're getting with Iowa. And that's why it's going to be so hard to really predict them out in the bracket. I can tell you that Iowa is not in a good situation as far as seeding goes. They are a 9 seed, and anybody who knows anything about the bracket, the 9 seed will play the 8 seed in the first round. And there's not much difference. There's really no difference between an 8 and a 9 seed, which you don't really want in that case, I guess. So there's not really any, difference with that. You're going to play somebody just as good as you in the first round, and the doozy with that is if you win that game, then you get the 1 seed in the second round. And right now, Iowa would be playing UConn in the second round. So, not saying that anything is possible, but you just would like your odds a lot more to get out of that situation and not play a 1 seed in the second round. But I think that's kind of where they're going to find themselves at this point. They haven't shown that they're good enough to get above an 8 seed, and they haven't shown that they're bad enough to drop below a 9 seed. So I think you're kind of in that 8-9 line, and that's where you're probably going to be. I still think they can lose to Michigan Yes, I think they can lose to Nebraska, lose last 3 games of the season. Still think you're in the tournament. Maybe then you drop below that 9 seed. That's not all a bad thing. I get it. Some people are going to be really mad, but get out of that 1 seed. You don't want to play that team.
Yeah.
And you're going to see it Thursday night. They're gonna see it Thursday night what it's going to be like to play a 1 seed in the tournament. So, that's kind of my thing on Iowa right now. Yes, I think they're in the tournament. They should be safe. They've done enough to this point to get in. I just don't know how far they will go in the tournament, given their unpredictable nature and just probably going to draw a pretty tough line in the seeding. Kind of like the Iowa State women's right now. They're in the same conversation. They're a 9 seed on the women's side, and you win that first game, awesome. But here's your present. Go play the 1 seed.
Yeah.
So really, really tough stuff. Iowa women's looks like is probably going to be a 2 seed in the tournament, and hosting some games at the Carver Hawkeye Arena. So, it's getting close. We're getting close to tournament time. I wish we felt a little better about it than we do, because we don't feel great about it. I think the confidence thing with Iowa State men's has made its way to the fans. I think we have as much confidence in them as they do in themselves right now. And so I hope, Hilton's packed Saturday for senior day. Taman's done a lot of good things for this school. And Jefferson, certainly is a good player. He's also a senior. Heisey is going to be done. This is Heisey's last season. It'll be really interesting now with the Momcilovic thing. He was like a for sure pick. Now that's getting really, in question right now.
Yeah, unless he has an absolutely insane tournament, but
yeah, and
I don't know.
So his thing's really in question. Dominic Nelson will also be a senior on Saturday, leaving the Cyclones. So I hope Hilton's really packed Saturday. Let's bring the energy for those guys, because I don't think those guys have a ton of it right now, a lot of confidence. So I think Hilton needs to bring it for them. Let's pack that place. Let's make it really loud in there. Let's cheer them guys on, and let's give them, that last game that they need heading into this, wherever they go from here. I love this time of the year, but I also hate this time of the year, because the season ends any day, and you never get a pre-warning. You're never like, hey, this is going to be the last day. You don't have time to cope with it until the season's done. That's what I hate about college basketball, is it can be done so fast.
Yeah, and after college basketball, there's not really a whole lot. There's not a whole lot until football season. We're not really baseball fans.
Yeah.
So that doesn't really help. So we'll figure out what to do with the podcast around that time, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Also, around the same time as basketball, college wrestling is coming to an end. Their regular season is done now. Their Big 12 tournament is this weekend. We have some good seeds in there. Looks like we'll be fighting it out with Oklahoma State for the Big 12 title. That's going to be tough. We're going to have to do our best. And then the national tournament is, I believe, the weekend after that. So a lot of postseason stuff coming up, and we'll keep you guys posted on all that, hopefully. So
yeah.
Like
I said, we're going to try to do our best over this next, hopefully, month plus for the Cyclones. I really do hope so. But until it's over, we will try to keep updating this thing. And it might get to the point, too, where you might hear a few solo pods, maybe, like a quick update if me and Joe can't get together. One of us might just hop on real quick, kind of give a little update about what's going on, where we're at in the tournament, and get that out. But we'll try to get you guys information as the tournaments continue to happen.
Absolutely. And we are on Spotify now. We do have a Spotify page, so feel free to listen to us on there as well. And we also have a Facebook page. Getting some social media stuff going, and that is up and going. Obviously, I haven't made any posts on it yet. This hopefully will be the first podcast that I post on that and Spotify. I might see if I can try to get some of the older episodes up on Spotify. We'll see, but that's where we're at with that. Obviously, as we keep doing this, we hopefully start having some more social media pages and stuff like that.
We have 20 subscribers right now. Let's see if we can get that to like 25 by the next podcast that we do. So we're at 20 right now. Let's try to get to 25 subscribers. If you're not subscribed on YouTube, it's not hard. All you do is hit a button.
Yep.
That's it. That's all it requires you to do is just hit a button.
And it just tells you when we post something new. That's all it does.
Exactly.
And just, let your family, let your friends, let whoever, if they like sports, if they like Iowa State, hopefully they'll enjoy our podcast. Just let them know. Spread the word. Leave a like on this. Leave a comment. Let us know if there's something you want us to talk about. And, I think that's it. Nate, do you want to thank our sponsors?
Yeah. Thanks again to Just Toast, the toasting experts.
Best toast in the country.
Thank you to Earl's Doghouse. And thank you to Nate and Maddie Can Boxes. I seen we have some competition in town now. So we're going to have to, I'm really going to have to get with Maddie and talk about this can box thing, whether she's in or out. Because I think our competition probably gets their can boxes back to them within a timely manner. I don't think it's going to go over well for our business when we're, taking 8 months to get them a can box back. Shout out to all the sponsors. And if you're looking to sponsor the podcast, we are looking for sponsors. I don't think we've ever said that before, but we are looking for sponsors. So if you want to sponsor the podcast, reach out to me, reach out to Joe. Be like, hey, we would like to sponsor the Final Whistle podcast. We'll make sure your name is brought up in every single podcast that we do, at least a couple times. So we will try to send business your way. But we appreciate all you guys for listening to us. It has been cool to hear the amount of people that are like, hey, when are you guys going to do a podcast again? I didn't know that you listened to the podcast.
It's kind of cool because we just do this for our own enjoyment. Honestly, we just do this because we like talking about it, and we wanted to do something where we kind of share our opinions, share some news, things like that, and it's nice. Honestly, even having 20 subscribers is great.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't know where this thing's going. We don't know how big it'll ever get. Honestly, with how big it is, it's fine with us. We get 40-some views. That's awesome to us.
Yeah.
We would love to try to keep increasing the thing. So 25 subscribers by the next time we get a pod done, that would be huge. So all you have to do is hit the subscribe button. You listen to us on Spotify now. We have a Facebook page. You guys can go ahead and comment if there's something you would like us to talk about in the podcast. We will surely do our best, as long as it is sports related. So, alrighty, I think that's all I have. So, until next time, I promise we'll try to keep updating these things throughout the tournament.
Yes, we will do our best. Hopefully we can get on somewhat of a schedule now. It's just been tough, but we'll do our best. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you guys next time.